Alright, yo, what is going on everybody? It's Tristan and today I'm very excited to do this video actually. This is like a little one-on-one subscriber type video where I actually get to connect with some of y'all that messaged me on Instagram, and we're basically going to be discussing the biggest issues in the sneaker market and sneaker game right now. What is really causing all these problems right now? Of course, what's really causing all these problems right now would be the, global recession. Not global recession, but, just kind of what's going on. Not everything's really positive right now, but we'll just kind of get into it. This is mainly just discussing the sneaker game with y'all, and I have a little screen recording I'm gonna get up here in a second, so be sure you guys subscribe and like for more content like this. It's just kind of like a one-on-one video again. And yeah, also another thing I wanted to mention was let's see if we can hit 275 likes in this video. Kind of random, but hey, let's see if we can do it. It'd go a long way. Y'all have been showing some insane support on the last couple videos. Got some in mind. But yeah, y'all have been there for the last couple videos. I don't know what caused it, but thank you, YouTube. I appreciate you recommending my videos. So that's everything I need to mention. I just started the screen recording on my phone. It's gonna go in like a second here. There we go. So that's started, and let's kind of just discuss some of these issues, the issues in the sneaker game, and all my Instagrams and stuff like that are down below. So the first issue, and the first one that really caught my attention here, is this guy right here, Cliff, said there's so many resellers it feels like it is impossible to grow your resale page. And the best piece of advice I'm gonna give, I agree with you. That is an issue in the sneaker game right now with reselling, and actually what is causing reselling to become less and less effective by the day and less profitable by the day would be the fact that more people are getting into it. More people see it's a pretty easy thing to get into, and if you win, then you make a fair amount of money on it. It's really not a hard decision. If someone's like, oh, should I or should I not get into reselling, you probably know what they're going to decide. It's not like it's something that's lingering on their mind. Like if they can make some money, they're going to do it. So that's kind of the first one I saw that really caught my attention. I agree with that 100%. I think that makes complete sense. I started reselling like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and yeah, the amount of people that are now reselling is crazy, but the amount of people that are actually going and buying items for resale is much less. That's a fact. Regular Supreme items aren't selling like they used to, even some shoes. So, yeah, the game isn't the same, but that's just how it is. Another one I saw that I agreed with completely would be backdooring and reps. Two issues I completely agree with. Of course, reps. I don't have a major, me personally, I don't have any problem with reps. I think it's fine if you have reps or wear reps. So what? I'm not going to care. Just, don't pretend that there's something real. But again, it's not like someone's going to be there to stop you and check them. So if you do, I'm not going to like hate on you, but yeah, I get it. I'll knock your hustle. We've been there. Well, no, I haven't been there, but yeah, basically backdooring is the main one I want to discuss here, because I totally agree with this being an issue in the sneaker game. It's not going to stop though. Backdooring is going to take, in my opinion, at least a couple years to stop, just because these, I can tell you personally, just because I'm involved with a lot of backdoor groups, I can tell you personally, they're very, very deeply connected. Like, it is going to take a long time to stop those connections and really get those groups to move on. But I don't think backdooring is the thing that's necessarily, because backdooring's been going on for 2, 3, 4 years. I think it is going on like a much larger scale. I think that's a factual thing. But I think in terms of how big backdooring is of an issue compared to like what's going on in the game, there's so many other issues we could discuss. For example, Nike going fully independent. That's not bad, because I think it'll bring more stock to places like the Sneakers app, Nike app, but like places like Foot Locker, all that are going to be getting less pairs, so that's going to cut off a lot of backdoor connects anyways, if you kind of see what I'm saying. Like, since Foot Locker, you remember when their stock plummeted like 35% because Nike was like, hey, we're going to be cutting them out probably, so, or not like cutting them out fully, but reducing the amount of pairs they get, so that's going to hurt some backdoor people anyways. But again, backdoor groups are much more deeply connected than just a Foot Locker or a local Champs store, because you notice Foot Lockers and Champs, they don't get certain pairs that these backdoor groups be getting in bulk, like Union Dunks, stuff like that. So it's, again, much more deeply connected than you think. So backdooring is an issue, but is it going to stop anytime soon? Not unless these companies wanted to. That's all I'll say. And reps, of course, are a problem. And manual copying, of course, that's another thing that's difficult sometimes. And here, let me see. I'm just trying to go through these and read them, see if there's any Golf Jordan. That's a good one. Yeah, Golf Jordans probably are something that should have never been invented. Sorry to my golf boys, but it's just completely unnecessary. I get it. They have grip on the, you can apply like the little grip on the bottom of them, blah, blah, blah. But I wouldn't golf in Jordans probably. There's probably better shoes to golf in than Nike ones. All right, so here's one I kind of found that few ones actually really grabbed my interest. This is like a really good section right here that I wanted to capture. So, of course, people talking about ghost chairs and dudes bringing their family of 4 to eat stock. Yes. I think that's something that's been going on for a while now, of course, like where someone will literally make their kid wait for like 5 hours in a line with them. and like, you know, like basically like a few of their kids in the line and their wife, they'll make them wait in the line with them, and you know, basically cop pairs from the store, since it's like 1 pair per person, so they'll basically sit in 4 chairs and then get 4 pairs in a variety of sizes, which, I mean, again, I don't necessarily have a problem with it. It's just like I wouldn't do my kid like that unless they were really into shoes. I wouldn't like drag my like 3-year-old kid or like 5-year-old kid along to be like, hey, you know, we're gonna go wait in a sneaker line for 5 hours. No. You think that's what they're going to want to do? Absolutely not. So I totally agree with this comment. The selfishness needs to stop. 5 pairs for a family of 5, and you know, the family of 5 isn't even rocking them, you know what I mean? And of course, if you're someone that gets your whole family fresh, I'm never hating on that. I do the same thing. So it's not really something that I'm hating on. Like if you and your family are always getting all the drops and rocking, you know, all the pairs, that's not selfishness. You know, if you do it authentically, you all like shoes, and hey, that's cool. But I totally agree with the idea of the, you know, people like bringing their kids along and basically bringing as many people as they can just to, you know, get in the line and basically making them just sit there and suffer for them. So yeah, I think that is something that needs to stop. But I mean, again, it's not something that you really can stop because anybody can wait in line. So think about it like that at least. But yeah, issue, totally. Because I mean, I know 5-year-old me would not want to be sitting in any sort of shoe line. I remember seeing those lines down on like Central Avenue in Charlotte. There's like a social status. I remember seeing those lines. Why did this just stop? Alright, so we're back with the screen recording here. That was really weird. I don't know why that just stopped on me, but we'll just move on to the next thing. Clear whatever we were saying there. And another thing, of course, tax. I mean, of course, tax has always been a problem, but it's you can go talk to the government about that one right there, my boy. Yeah, that's not really going to happen. So let's see what else we got going on here. I'm really liking some of these opinions y'all brought up. I really tried to not look at these before I made this video, and this was like a week or so ago when I posted this, so I really just been trying to, you know, give it some time and then kind of, you know, sit on these. So Nike and other big companies not giving us what we want. Of course, I mean, that's been an issue for a while. Nike's corporate team sucks. I mean, they don't suck at making money. That's very obvious. They have an extreme capitalist mindset. But yeah, Nike, in terms of how they are with catching trends and like what people want, they're usually okay with it. I'll give them that. They're usually okay with it. Nike isn't half bad usually. But one thing they really do suck at is, yeah, usually when it comes to being like, hey, we want this, we want it to look just like this, you know, like, hey, can you drop a shoe that looks right like this and not change it? Nike will be like, yeah, sure, sounds great, and then they will mess it up. That is very typical. Trust me, we've been there. I'm trying to think of an example. That I know there's one I can think of, but there's plenty. The recent Lightning 4s, there we go. I'll say that. They didn't make them as yellow as they should be. I mean, I know that's like a tribute to like some past things, and like the 2006 model, you know, it's like not supposed to be like fully black on the shoe. It's supposed to be gray. But yeah, still, I think they could have done a lot better. Same with like a couple other dunks. I mean, there's been a lot of dunks that have not delivered the same type of quality in hand or really the same results. That's definitely something I agree with. People overcharging, of course, that's really just not, you know, that's always going to happen though, you know, that's reselling. And then oversaturation of models with horrible colorways. I'm assuming you're talking about dunks. Yeah, they need to stop the dunks, but again, that's something you can go talk with Nike about. Nike stopping dunks, never. That's not happening. Some other ones we got right here. People are more worried about gas and food. Shoes still move, but people are looking for value. Correct. That is a great statement, by the way. People are looking for things of value right now. So they're not necessarily looking at shoes. Of course, people like shoes. Everybody wears shoes. But people truly right now, what people are looking to put their money into is, people honestly don't even have a lot of faith in the US dollar right now, in my opinion. I don't think a lot of people do, you know, and people are kind of confused on cryptocurrency. So a lot of people are looking for what is a store of value right now that truly is going to keep my money safe. And to be honest, that's something I don't even fully know. I mean, of course, you could always just go, you know, hard assets, you know, gold, stuff like that. But that's like so long term, and I just wouldn't do that, honestly. Like, yeah, I mean, I'd say, you know, Bitcoin's pretty safe of a bet. I really like where the direction's going there and the people behind it. So that's one thing I'm probably putting a lot of my money into. Not everything, but you know, it's like I'm like, hey, you know, I think crypto is a space that's going to be here to stay. It's like a whole nother, it's a whole other system being formed, and we're still so early on that. So another thing I want to mention too much of the same thing, of course. Too many local competition and online fees are getting out of hand. Of course, hey bro, my best piece of advice is, you have local competition, you're just gonna have to, you know, keep working harder, keep making connections. That's really, I always mention this. You always notice here when I'm discussing here in these videos, I always mention, hey, you know, it's always about working hard, but it's also about staying consistent, and it's about making connections. That's the most important thing. Reselling is pretty much connections. It's pretty much who you know. The backdoor game is connections. fire truck coming through. All right, so aside from that, a few other ones we got here on the screen: StockX, backdooring, restocks. Let's get into discussing these. So of course, restocks, that's just Nike, getting in that extra bag. It does suck as somebody, that's a sneaker investor sometimes when a shoe restocks, but usually if it's a good model and you believe in it, it'll tend to not affect it too much. But again, right now, restocks, yeah, they do hurt a lot of people because, sneaker investing is kind of like a tricky space right now. And then when a shoe restocks, not a lot of people, the demand on shoes right now is not there, you know what I mean? It's just not, people are not fully invested in it. So yeah, backdooring is getting out of control. Fully agree with that. I mean, I participate in it, so I'm like, I talk about it negatively, but it's like I'm about to start getting into it a little bit more, and y'all will see that progress, I think, over the summer. But yeah, it's definitely it's going to be very difficult to stop. That'll be all I have to say. So, and StockX, I mean, yeah, StockX, that's all I gotta say. I'm not even gonna discuss it. Just go watch my past videos on StockX. I don't think one of them's positive. So yeah, a few other ones, of course: greed, sneaker quality, dunks getting too saturated. I mean, yeah, dunks are too saturated. Sneaker quality has been lingering because there's a lot of factories overseas are actually shut down right now. So I mean, that's gonna be affecting the quality of sneakers because they're having to work harder and faster and produce almost at the same rate, but with less factories available. So you have to keep that in mind. Someone told me, I'm not sure if it's right, but there's tons of stuff shut down in Shanghai, so I'm not sure if that is correct. But factories there are completely shut, and the U.S. hasn't felt the full effects of that yet. Fully agree with that statement. We have not felt the half of it, but hopefully we won't have to. Hopefully we'll make it through. I believe in what we can do. So yeah, aside from that, of course, greed. I mean, again, greed. Reselling is greed, pretty much. I mean, because you're taking a pair of shoes from someone that's going to wear them, and you're basically selling it now to them at a higher price so you can make money. I mean, that's what, I don't have to explain it much more, deeper than that. But yeah, undercutters, unnecessary hype. Y'all can see, y'all dropped a lot of ideas. I could not run through these all, right now, but yeah. And I'll mention this as the last one. TikTokers wearing your favorite Dunks and ones. Yes, trust me. When I see some, cringe ass TikTok and, I'm just chilling in, nice pair of, ones or whatever it is, and then I see they're wearing my pair of ones, yeah, it does make me want to pour some lighter fluid on and light them on fire. But everybody's entitled to what they want to wear and what they want to do, so I don't really hate that much. It's just like, damn, that's all it is. So on the screen recording there, that's enough right there for today. Hopefully both of those saved. I'm really hoping they did. I'm actually going to check my photos right now to make sure they did. Yeah, they both saved, so that'll be a good video right there, and I'll do another kind of discussion style type thing there. I mean, there's tons of issues in the sneaker game right now, but that's just the reality of it. We'll always have problems, but it seems like the problems are expanding, but global problems are expanding, really. So yeah, subscribe and like for more content like this. I'll keep it simple. Like equals 275 likes. So I'd appreciate if you could hit that, and semi-busy day. I'm a little bit tired this morning, but we got a lot of stuff to do today, so we're gonna get that done. But that's everything. I'm Tristan. Thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace. Nothing stupid, you feel me?
Is this love for real? Yeah, yeah. Is this love for real? For real. I've been feeling low.